These are the knowledge requirements for our yellow stripe belts. So for yellow stripe belts, you actually now have two different pieces to your knowledge. You have your pattern meaning, and you have some oral questions. So our pattern meaning is to go along with our pattern. So obviously now we're working on our entirety of Chunji, which means that we want to know what Chunji means. Because all of our patterns have meanings and have some sort of historical significance for Taekwondo or for the art itself. So Chunji has a fairly long interpretation, and I'm going to say it to you now. So Chunji means literally the heavenly earth. It is in the Orient interpreted as the creation of the world at the beginning of human history. Therefore, is the initial pattern played by the beginner. This pattern consists of two similar parts, one to represent the heavens, and the other the earth. So when you completed your belt test, you should have been given a pattern meaning sheet that has all of the meanings that you need to know, from yellow stripe all the way to your black belt. And if you've already been practicing Chunji, you probably already know that there's two parts to it. Can you figure out which one represents the heaven and which one represents the earth? Awesome. So after our pattern meanings, we also need to know some oral questions. Now, oral questions are specifically questions about the history of Taekwondo, where it came from, or why we do some of the things that we do. So the two questions that you're going to need to know for your yellow stripe belt are, firstly, why is the first pattern on a plus diagram? Which if you think about Chunji, it's in the shape, it's done in the shape of a plus. We go sideways, we go backwards, we go forwards. Making a big plus on the floor. And every pattern is going to follow one of those diagrams on the floor, also known as a T line. So the answer to that question is that we always want our students, a new student specifically, to step onto the positive by choice. Nobody's going to force you to be here or force you to do the things that you're doing. We want you to make the decision to do that by yourself, because we're going to learn a lot better when we're doing things for ourselves. When we're doing things for other people, then I'm not going to be as focused on it. My heart's not going to be in it. So why was the first diagram created, or why was the first pattern created on a plus diagram? It's so that the student may step onto the positive by choice. And for your second oral question, you also need to know how many grades there are in Taekwondo, or how many belts there are to receive. Now, this is a fairly simple answer. There's 18. That's divided into two different words. For our belts, we have two different words. We have our gups and our dans. Our gups are our colored belts, and they start at the highest number and they work their way down. Our dans are our black belts, and they start at the lowest number and they work their way up. So you might have heard of a 10th gup, or if you pay attention to your grading sheets, you might have seen that your white belt was your 10th gup. So 10th gup is considered your beginning belt, or your starting position. We will have 9 gups after that, and 9 dans after that. So we'll work our way down, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll work our way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up until our 9th dan black belt, at which point we'll be considered a Grand Master. Our Grand Master is Grandmaster C.K. Choi, who lives in Vancouver. Our current Master is Master Rowe, who is a 6th degree, and he lives in Kelowna. So the answer to our question there, how many grades are in Taekwondo? The answer is 9 gups and 9 dan.